Family would be so proud of me.
They should be. Texting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the hello? Hi, boys and girls.
Rare form.
Rare form. Right. It is a. Sorry about that.
Apologies.
Technical difficulties.
Sausage fanga.
Welcome to IDD Special Friday. What do we call this one? Freeform? What is it?
Freestyle Friday.
Freestyle Friday. Here
We're going to be a little all over the place tonight.
We are. It's a special edition. We are on the eve of the NFL playoffs. You've got our previews earlier this week.
This is delicious.
There you go.
You got a honey.
All right, I got
That's
a honey. Hold on. All right. Anyway, so while we're here, IDD, I don't disagree for those of you in the know. That is the redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo. I am the highly questionable one, RJ Miliaccio, who's questioning his ability to open a cigar.
I got it.
Yeah,
just pushes right
at the top there. So I got to bite. Oh, it's already ready.
I know. Oh, it's beautiful.
What about this, though?
No, leave it. You can hold it right there, and then when you get to the end, loader's right there.
Move around. Oh, thank you.
Dude, see, it's frozen.
Oh, damn.
That happened to me last time. And now you got a freaking slurp.
Now I got a...
Oh, dude, it's coming back. Get ready. Get ready. I think that...
What is that?
You got him down there in the crisper.
I didn't know it was going to... It's doing it again.
You got to keep drinking it, dude.
What's going on?
What is happening? Drink it down. This man's getting attacked by a Diet Dr. Pepper cream soda.
It's attacking. I still have nothing to put that on.
Crap. Now, let me tell you, tonight I went into the cigar shop. And, look. I like to smoke these flavor-infused cigars. And our friend Mike Cricamore put me onto these cigars called Leather Roses that the flavor on them is great.
They are spectacular.
Love a leather rose.
If we're being honest, they're spectacular.
Yeah. So I know, I don't know, maybe like the real cigar.
You hold the fort. He's going to hold the fort.
Maybe the real cigar stunads, they'll be like, oh, you smoked the flavorful ones, whatever. I don't care.
Keep going.
It tastes good. It's smooth. Whatevs. But today I went in there and I was like, you got anything cheaper? Because the Leather Roses are 12 or 10, and they haven't had them in. They keep running out of Leather Roses. So I was like, you got anything cheaper? And the guy was like, well, you got these ones.
It's doing it again.
These are Tatianas. This is a Tatiana vanilla. I gave him a Tatiana honey. I got another one too, a cherry.
Ruining my whole.
But I was like, what is it like smoking a Swisher Sweet? And he was like, to me it is, but this thing, simply delicioso.
Divine.
So thank you, Tatiana.
Yes. Tatiana, it's very special. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Havana Connections.
Absolutely.
Whole
Doing
Street.
their thing. Whole Street. Shameless plug, but that's all right. We are on tonight, impromptu. I had texted my man here, my brother from another mother, a not so adjacent mother, earlier today, I was like, Tom, we have to do a show tonight. And the reason for this...
Should I show the text transcript?
Do you want to do it? You can do it.
No, last time I read a text, it did not go well.
It did not go well. We went off on some kind of a strange... I don't know even where we went.
It was just boring listening to me read a text.
Yes, well, that too. But anyway, I was trying to be polite, but since you went there, why not? Anyway, so
polite?
I know, it's terrible.
Give me a break.
What's happening here? Must be... Anyway.
Guy's losing a step. Yeah, he's lost a step.
He's lost a step. Yeah, I lost a step a long time ago. I'm now down 3. Anyway, so we're doing a special show tonight because, look, I don't know how many of you caught this, but last night I heard some people, now there have been varying reports of what this game was, but if you watched it in terms of sheer excitement, yeah, it definitely measured up. It was a rematch of the finals between the defending world champion Golden State Warriors and my Boston Celtics, your Boston Celtics, hopefully. And the Celtics, after going down as many as 11 points in the second half, mostly by their own doing again, they fought back, somehow got it to overtime.
How far down did they go?
They were down 11 in the second half. And then they chipped away, and this was not a pretty comeback, because every time they'd start to do something, they'd either give up a wide open shot or a layup, or they'd turn the ball over. Yeah. Which, by the way, this is one of the reasons why I'm glad we're doing this, but because the thing about it is this. I've been watching the chat boards all day, and finally I'd had enough, because if I hear one more person who claims to be a Celtic fan criticizing another Celtic fan when the Celtic fan is actually making a valid point, I'm going to lose my shit. Okay? These people weren't just bloviating because Tatum. No, they were talking about the 7 turnovers. They were talking about the 24 points off the 17 turnovers, which was a mirror image of Game 5 and 6 that cost them the championship last year, which tells the slow people out there that they haven't learned a damn thing. Okay? And the second problem is the team that did this to them in the finals last year is not the same team that they faced last night or even last month on the West Coast. This team is 5-17, 5-18. Actually, I think they won tonight because Cleveland was missing their best player. So I think they outlasted Cleveland. So they're 6-18 on the road. Boys and girls, let me be very fucking clear about something. If you're 6-18 on the road, you are not a good basketball team. You are not a good. You could be, 9-11, maybe 10-12, 6-18 on the road. You are not.
And they started worse than that.
They started actually worse than that. You are not a good basketball
Were
team.
they like 1-10 on the road to start or something?
Something ridiculous like yeah. It's not much better now than it was then. But the reality is, this is not a good basketball team, and the Celtics, in their head at least, think this is the same team that took the championship from them. Actually, you handed it to them.
Because it seems like it is. On surface level, it seems like the same.
With the starting 5. Yes, the bench is not the same.
That's why I think everybody's looking at it.
The bench is not the same. And the difference, the thing is, the Celtics have added a bench. The Celtics, on paper, are better than last year in terms of talent. Golden State is worse. That's part of the problem. The other problem is Golden State, which was never a defensive juggernaut, but they were better than they are now. Right now, they can't guard a chair. They're one of the worst teams in the league defensively.
Defense is effort, right?
Mostly effort. Mostly.
That's why they have had surges where they were one of the best teams.
Yeah,
and now
now I don't know what they're doing, but the thing is they kept these guys that they thought were going to make their bench even better. None of them have really panned out. And tonight they, in a valiant effort, it was a valiant effort because they damn near won the game. They put Jordan Poole into the starting lineup. He'd been coming off the bench, which boosted the offense a little bit. But the bottom line is Boston again shot themselves in the foot, and I say that because they never hit the basket. Okay, they were 9 for 30-something from the three-point line, and they kept shooting them. And it didn't matter how many in a row they missed. They just kept shooting them.
Never know when you're going to get hot.
You never know when it's going to get hot. And the thing is, if Golden State was a better team, that game would have been over in the third quarter. But they're not a better team.
Yeah.
Okay? So the thing is, these people, these real Celtics fans who had the audacity to criticize a team for doing the exact same thing to the exact same team that took the championship from them is an outrage. 6.5 months later.
An outrage?
It's apparently. Well, to these millennials, these people that have never seen.
Why do you always blame millennials?
Because the people that are commenting are below the age of 25 that are saying they're out of line. Why can't you just cheer for your team?
If they're below the age of 25, they might not be a millennial.
Well, whatever they are, they're idiots.
I'm a millennial.
All right, but you're not an idiot. You're just stubborn. But anyway, and stubborn I can deal with. But the bottom line,
I'm an idiot. As an intelligent person, I'm also an idiot.
These people were look. I've lost count of all the times I've been an idiot in my life. Okay, you wouldn't with
no. It's not about times you've been. No. You either are or you're not.
Well, I would say, given the volume,
you have idiot in you.
Given the volume, yeah.
Right.
All right.
But everything's duality. So you can be smart and idiotic.
The bottom line is the people that are criticizing these people, who, if you look at who they are, they're all over the age of 50 for Christ's sake. So they've seen this team from at least the Bird era, the Cowens era back in the 70s. I would say their opinion matters. Because they've seen at least 6 championships, so they know what the hell they're talking about.
Nobody's opinion matters.
No, but I'm saying they have a right to criticize their team. You don't have to agree with it, but to call them out for criticizing their team.
Well, if they have a right to criticize the team, why doesn't somebody have a right to criticize them for criticizing the team?
Because if you know, well, first of all, if you know basketball, then you wouldn't criticize them. Because they're spot on. Geez, they won the game. Can't you just be happy with? No. What? Tell you, if you think I'm wrong, let's talk to the Minnesota Vikings fans this morning about all the wins they should be happy about, or the Mets fans about all the wins they should be happy about, and they went home in the first round. Okay.
No, but I think some of it is philosophical.
It's all based on fact.
No.
Yeah, 17 turnovers for 24 points is a fact.
Yes. Okay. No. I'm talking about philosophical in that. Some people feel like the approach of like not hammering down and saying you suck and you know what I'm saying is better than
no one said that word.
Okay.
What they said was this team is not learning and they're right. Okay, they didn't say they suck. No one.
Well, let me just say this. I don't know what either side said.
Well, what they're saying. Well, first of all, they were the first side was criticizing Tatum for having 7 turnovers. because he was the biggest culprit in last year's final, and here he is again doing the same damn thing to a team that really, from a talent wise, they're all inferior to him.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors don't have a single player anywhere near as talented as Tatum. They do not.
I mean, Curry 4 years ago.
Curry, no, as a shooter, yes, but Curry can't do the things Jason Tatum can do.
Jason Tatum's pretty big, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Is he 6'8"?
He's 6'9".
6'9".
And a wingspan of a 7-footer. He has a handle like a guard.
Is he going to get any beefier?
He gets beefier. He's bigger than he was as a rookie. He's put on weight, but it's all muscle.
He's still pretty thin, though, right?
You need to look at him and Jaylen Brown. They're jacked. They look like NFL receivers. They don't look like freaking. Okay. Anyway, the bottom line is there isn't a single player on the Golden State Warriors from a talent perspective that can hang with Jason Tatum or even Jaylen Brown for that matter. But this isn't about talent. It's never been about talent. That's why the criticism is warranted. Because the Celtics, even after they should have won last year, that the talent could not overcome fundamentals, they're doing the same thing again. And this team that has no business hanging with them has an 11-point lead at the end of the third quarter on their floor, coming all the way across the country, and the Celtics had 3 days off. And they were completely healthy. There is no excuse for what happened last night. None whatsoever. And this is the team that took the title from you. Where is the fucking... And they, by the way, last month they beat you by 16 points. Where is the fucking...
Was that at their house?
It was at Golden State. But they were, when they played them, they were 14-14. They're a 500 team now. Nothing's changed.
And the Celtics had a crazy record.
The Celtics had just beaten. That was the night or 2 nights after they beat Phoenix by like 50. And at the time, Phoenix was number 1, and Boston went in there and rolled them, just rolled them because they went to the basket. They didn't settle. They played defense on air. They pistol whipped Phoenix. That was the worst beatdown.
Phoenix is starting to go like this.
They haven't been the same since that loss. That was the loss that catapulted them on this frickin' that they still haven't got out of this fucking tailspin. They still can't get out of. Okay, if this was Top Gun, they'd have crashed a long time ago.
Dude, you never even lit your cigar.
No, I haven't because I'm
fucking alone over here.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I can't light the cigar because usually you light it up after a victory and a failure. But there were a number of people going,
this is a cheap cigar. This is a $5 cigar.
Hey, it's the thought.
No, I'm just saying. It doesn't have to be a victory cigar. It's $5. But honestly, I was thinking about this weekend. Mm-hmm. I'm smoking a cigar regardless of what happens with the Giants tomorrow.
And you should. That is pretty good.
And I'm hoping I'm smoking it for a win. But, oh man, that thing smells good. I smell the honey.
That is tasty. Anyway.
Here, let me I'll make sure it gets lit around you. Give it a puffer.
Good. It's lit. Yep.
Okay.
So anyway, my thing was what finally drove me to this was after watching this, and I didn't say if I was just reading them and following them and come back to be another one, and people were on both sides, and they were all, and it just, I'm sitting there, I'm going, look, if you follow this team the way you think you follow this team, you know exactly what happened in last year's finals. You know exactly why they lost, and you should be mad about it because they gave it away. They did not lose to a team that was more talented than them. They lost to a team that just took advantage of their stupid mistakes. That's all it was, okay? And then you're watching it 6.5 months later, and only one would deduce they haven't learned a damn thing. Because if they had, none of these brainless JV-level turnovers would have happened. I would love to sit here and tell you that this is because Golden State is a good defensive team. But if you look at Golden State's defensive numbers, and rest assured I have, there is no evidence for this to happen. None whatsoever. None. And it's not just the turnovers.
Their defense has no receipts?
None.
0 receipt paper. Mm-hmm. It's all out.
So, finally, I texted him. I forget what was it, like 4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever it was.
I don't know what time it was.
It was in the afternoon. I lost my shit.
And he said, we have to do a show.
We have to do a show. We have to.
I said, why? What's up? And then he sent me a picture of the Celtics box score.
Yep.
But it's funny because, they won. So I first looked down and I'm like, okay, so you need to talk about the win? Right,
see, this is why I get mad at him. I don't send him a picture to show him a score. It was a box score. Now, had he blown the picture up at all and gone to a little section that is titled T.O.,
Oh.
For turnovers. He would have seen the number.
I didn't see
17. Well, if you had blown it up, you would have. You just saw the score. I'm like, why would he send me that? And I'm like, I didn't say dig a little deeper. I said, I'll save it for tonight because I was at work. But anyway, it was just like 17 turnovers, which led to 24. Think about this: 24 Golden State points. Now, if you just cut the number in half, Boston wins by 13 in regulation, and no one's having this conversation because there are going to be some turnovers. I'm not expecting that's going to happen, but it's not the turnovers. It was the stupidity of the turnovers. Jason Tatum right before the half.
Where are the turnovers?
Go there. Did you blow it up? Not up there. Down below. Did I put the whole thing in there? Well,
see, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't put the whole thing in there.
Okay, so that's why.
Well, first of all, the score alone.
Well, no, I saw it was in OT, and I'm thinking it shouldn't have gone to OT.
No, it shouldn't have. That right there. So like, why are they beating that team by 3 when this team is 5-17 on the road?
So that's kind of what I thought it was.
And they beat them, and Golden State beat them by 16 a month ago.
Yeah.
And everybody's healthy. So I'm like, that alone should have raised a red flag.
But see, it was funny though because I had just been watching one of the NBA shows where Kendrick was like really praising. He was praising Jason Tatum for the 19 boards.
Okay, yeah, that's the one good thing he did.
He was praising the coach for sticking with the big lineup.
Well, Al Horford had a great game last night.
He was talking about all three bigs.
Yeah, they all did.
Horford, Time Lord, and Tatum.
They all well, Tatum shot 9 for 27.
Well, he was talking about the 19 boards because that is impressive. But Kendrick also said
it's a career high.
He should have 10 a night easy.
Yeah, he should.
So
we've talked about this with LeBron James.
So
he's never averaged 10 rebounds a season. How the fuck is that possible? How the fuck is that possible? He's one of the biggest guys. He's a freak of nature, and in a small ball league, he can't average 10. How the fuck is that possible? I mean,
LeBron does a lot though.
He doesn't rebound.
What does he get? 6-8 a game?
For you to understand the magnitude of this letdown, Charles Barkley, who was listed at 6'6" and was not 6'6", I've stood there, he's my height, 6'4". Charles Barkley in the big man league led the NBA in rebounding 4 times at 6'4".
What was he averaging?
12 and 13. This clown can't average 9 in a small ball league that doesn't play defense and shoots a ton of threes. So there's no one underneath the basket anyway to fight with. My God, because everybody shoots threes now. I mean, everybody. The trainer, him too, all of them. Anyway, my thing is this. Look.
Yeah, put this to bed.
For you under the age of 30, because it seems to be everyone I saw was under the age of 30 making these comments, because I looked up all your profiles. And
I also want to talk about this too.
I'm like, I want you to understand something. The people you're criticizing have seen this team at least twice as much as you have, in most cases 3 times as much, and they've seen all the championships, and they've seen all the down years. They know what they're talking about. And by the way, at no point did any of these people that criticize them say they sucked or say that Tatum sucked. They were saying he's got to clean this up, he's got to do this, and what they're saying is he's this one thing away from being the best player in the world is what they're really saying.
Yeah.
But you people take it as, how dare you criticize him for 7 turnovers? He's Jason Tatum. You should wipe your face. You should literally wipe his ass for him. It's like that's the way you talk about him, like he's some sort of god. This dude doesn't have an MVP award. Okay, this dude led the team in turnovers in the finals last year. That is not a stat you want to lead the team in. Okay, so
he's still a stud.
Rarely does your best player cause your team to lose. He did.
It happens.
No. It may happen one game.
I mean, he is their best player.
It's not going to happen
but he is their
in a
best
6-game series 4 times.
He's their best player.
Yeah, but he cost them the series.
So it does happen because he did it.
But I'm saying that he's not a god, and he's proven.
Oh yeah, well, nobody's a god.
You wouldn't know it the way these people talk about him.
So
he had 19 rebounds. It's a small ball league. He's 6'9".
Something about the fan and about Twitter and about trolls.
So there was some of those. Sir.
So I think this is what started to happen. Okay, and maybe this has been happening for a long time.
I don't know. I wasn't.
For the longest time.
Yes.
Twitter was a place. I mean, I feel like Twitter kind of started it.
It did.
Where people would just go and hate.
Yeah.
No matter what.
No,
just
hate.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you also, have trolls that pretend to hate just to get people upset.
Yes, those people.
But And then, you know, what I see in a lot of groups of my teams, like Mets groups, Giants groups, you have some people that'll go on there. Like, they'll go on there right after the Giants beat Minnesota and be like, Daniel Jones isn't our guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there are stupid people out there
they're
like that.
They're just so negative.
There are stupid people out there like that.
And
every fan base has them.
Right.
They do.
No, but I think, like, Twitter was like that. So many people on it were like that for so long.
Yeah.
And I think there's been a, like, flip to where now if you have any criticism, you get kind of, like, lumped in with these people that just hate.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, no, I'm just having a conversation about, like, how this team can get better. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was so ridiculous.
And by the way, what's wrong with that?
There isn't.
That's what I'm saying.
There isn't. Yeah, but I think what's happened is it was so negative and people hated the trolls and the haters that now the minute you say anything that's not this person is a god,
sunshine and fucking rainbows,
the minute
and
you say anything, it's kind of like, who are you to criticize? And it's like, yo, we're just having a discussion about.
And by the way,
game.
I've been a fan for 50 years. I've earned the right to criticize. And here's the thing: if you've lived through the 15 and 67 seasons, because Celtics had one of those ones. Okay, if you've lived through, if you've been on both ends of this, and you've been around that long, half a century, in my case, going on half a century, you've earned the right to criticize your team. It doesn't mean you hate them, but you've earned the right to criticize them, especially when they're so close to a championship. And this is the thing that could hold them back. This is what's most frustrating to fans, when there's not a team on the planet that can match your talent, but that won't be why you lose. Because if you lose to a team that has more talent, you can live with that. You can. If they have more talent than you, okay, they're the better team on paper. They were. They should have beaten us. They had more talent than us. But when you're the most talented team and you lose, no, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. And I would say, were the Mets the more talented team in that series or not?
Without a doubt.
Okay, then. He had every right to be mad. He had every right to be mad. They won 101 games. Okay, they nosedived at the end and gave away the division.
Yeah.
Okay, which should have, and I get why that pissed them off. But again, from a talent perspective, they still were good enough to win it. And they didn't even get out of the first round. So, should he criticize that? Fucking A right, he should criticize that. Because if your team isn't good enough to win a championship, you're playing, don't shut up. They shouldn't have got this far. But if your team is, and they underachieve, you've earned every right to criticize them. Yeah. And it's not because of injury. Because injuries, we can all, you understand that. If it was injuries, I get it. But this is not injury stuff.
So how much of that then becomes, well, maybe they really just weren't that good? I would argue. Like, if you have the ability to tank the last month of the season, but maybe you weren't.
And still win 101 games?
No, yeah. I mean,
you still won 101 games, Tom.
That's true.
Okay? That's the thing. You sucked and you finished with over 100 wins for a month. Because the other 5, 6, you were outstanding. Yeah, that's true. This is the thing. 1 month is not going to erase 5. Yeah. So my thing is, if they're overachieving, back off, man. They weren't supposed to be here. I get that one. But when they're the best team in the league, or the most talented team in the league?
The Mets arrived early. However, sustaining that over the course of almost an entire season shows, dude, y'all are here.
You're that good.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's not a fluke. Right. 1 month, Tom, is a fluke. 5 months is not a fluke.
Yeah.
We were talking.
5 months is more than half a pregnancy.
Exactly. At that point, we know that baby's real, don't we? So the bottom line is this. That's what I'm saying. It's not a fluke. So if you're in that scenario, like my friend was here with his baseball team, you have every right to criticize them because they underachieved. I mean, I thought, and we talked about this before the whole season. We're like, where do they got to get to? And he said minimum NL National League Championship Series, and I agree with him because they were
good enough to get
They were talent-wise one of the best 4 teams in baseball all year long. All year long, they were. Okay, so, and I agree with him on that. And they didn't get there, and they failed. That's a failure. And the owner obviously recognized it because he went nuts and it was like, no. So clearly, he wasn't off his rocker.
Nuts.
Yeah. Oh. You know what I like about your owner? He did it without having a microphone in front of his face. He just went and did it. He's not Jerry Jones who will sit there and literally everything.
He answered some
everything
he
does. No, some, but he is not Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones will sit there with the mic going, "Did you see what I did? Did you see what I did? Did you see what I did? Did you see what I did?"
Dude, half the time I hear him, he's saying something dumb where I'm like, "Is this dude losing it?"
27 years.
He was talking about being hard the other day. Did you hear that?
27 years of doing things his way, and he hasn't won a damn thing. I thought I was stubborn. Okay. Okay. You got to be kidding me. And you got to be fucking kidding me. And why? And I was laughing at this earlier this year, and now it even sounds more pathetic than ever. Think about it is why would Sean Payton want to work for this nut job? Why would he want to be? Are you kidding me? No. No.
You don't think he'd give the keys to Payton?
He'll never give up the keys. Never.
Dude, but let me... Okay, so tangent.
If he was going to do it...
into the NFL. Here we go.
Okay.
I've heard that...
Celtics fans, you've earned the right to criticize. You guys under the age of 30, shut up and leave them alone because they're not even saying they suck. If they're saying they suck, that's one thing. But when they're saying they can do this better, leave them alone. That's that. Move on.
I agree with that.
Okay.
And also, if they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, criticize them.
By the way, they knew exactly what the fuck they were talking about.
Okay, so... I'm hearing that in order for a team to sign Sean Payton, they've got to give up a 1 and 2 threes.
That's actually not a bad deal.
What? And they got to fucking pay this guy $100 million?
Is it an offensive league or a defensive league? Yes or no? It's offensive. It's offensive league. This guy is one of the top 2 or 3 offensive minds in the game right now.
Still?
Yep, he is. First of all, Drew Brees was a overachieving midget quarterback who, up until last year, till the GOAT passed him, had the record for most yardage in NFL history passing, and won a Super Bowl. But went to 2, won 1. Okay, and Sean Payton was the coach. Okay, and Sean Payton.
They should have went to more.
Sean Payton with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback won 5 in a row. That in and of itself is a minor miracle. Okay, so
Teddy looked good during that stretch.
Hey.
That stretch extended Teddy's career.
Yeah, by probably 6 or 7 years.
Right,
probably did because the worst to be a backup because they have that tape. But he can do it again. Sean Payton on the sideline. He ain't doing that
because of that. You always think of Teddy Bridgewater and go, "That's a good backup."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with being a good backup.
You can have a great time as a backup.
Right. Oh my God.
You're American. You're the fan base's favorite player.
Every now and
especially when the quarterback struggles.
Every now and then you come in, you win a game.
You're God.
You're God.
You're God. Yeah.
The backup quarterback is the most underrated position.
Underrated, totally.
In life, maybe? No, not in life.
In sports.
In sports.
That and the left-handed middle reliever.
Yeah.
If I had to do it all again, I could have, because I could throw. I could actually throw.
Dude, you got the size.
I could have. And I'm a
you literally look like a fucking.
I mean, I could throw heat. Dude, I mean, I should have done that. I would have. I would have pitched 2-3 times a week. No one would have known my name. No one would have given a shit what my name was.
No, everybody would have known your name. You would have been a crowd favorite with Miliacho as your last name. You kidding me?
I'd have played twice a week.
Right, but you'd be a fan favorite. People would have the jersey.
Get out one guy, 2 guys, make $5 million a year. $5 million.
You better be good.
$5 million. That's what the average reliever makes. $5 million a year.
No.
You want to look it up? The average reliever makes $5 million a year.
Really?
Really, in baseball. I can't believe you don't know that. $5 million.
I didn't think it was that high.
$5 million. $5 million. If you're an average to decent middle reliever. Now, if you're one of the bad ones, obviously that's an average. There are people that don't make that. Not every one of them makes that. But
all right, let's see. Come on, give me an average.
Did you Google it?
Yeah.
Well, it should have come up by now. How was your average salary for a middle reliever in Major League Baseball? Not middle river, reliever. Oh, great, I typed all that.
I'm not sure why it's not popping right up.
Hold on. Middle reliever. We have to know, people. Inquiring minds have to know. I don't know if that's right, but let's see.
Lowest salary a relief pitcher can make is the major league minimum, which in 2011 was $414,000. Why are you telling me 2011? I got an old article.
11 years ago.
Yeah, I got an old article.
All right, so hold on. We've got middle reliever average salaries. Okay, so they go from Edwin Diaz for the Mets. He's number one.
Well, he's making $25 million.
Okay, but this is an average. So hold on.
Right, yeah, I see
You've
that.
got to get to, oh my God. All right, the top 38 guys make $5 million or more. The top 38. So,
All right, so the bottom what?
all right, and then 39 is 4,750,000. 40 is, all right, so let's go to 50.
So there's a lot more people. Well,
If you're 50,
might be around $5 million.
if you're considered the 50th best middle reliever, you make $3.6 million.
3.6.
If you're the 50th best,
That's
well, I don't think anybody knows. Do you
so
know?
point taken.
Okay, all I'm saying is
At worst, you make $1.5 million.
I could roll with a Mil 5. You know what you and I could do with a Mil 5?
Oh, man.
We could buy a Corvette. We could go to fuck. Are you kidding?
Fuck a Corvette.
What's wrong with a Corvette?
What do you need a Corvette for? We get planes and shit.
Not for
Well,
$1.5 million.
not for-
You don't.
You get plane tickets.
For $1.5 million, you have a nice
Plane
pad.
tickets.
You have a nice pad on the beach, palm trees, right? You got an upper deck to go out and light cigars and all that fun stuff.
Well, you wouldn't be able to buy it in cash.
For $1.5 million a year?
You wouldn't be able to buy it in cash because the fucking house would cost millions.
There's a house on Myrtle Beach that was $1.5 million.
Did you say Myrtle Beach? I thought you said fucking Bahamas.
I said palm trees. Is what I said. Palm trees. Palm trees, people. Work with me. Palm trees. So, but again, and at that point, you're going to pitch 10 years. So do the math. You do a couple of endorsements, which is that you're going to do a couple of endorsements. You're a professional. You're going to make more money on the side doing that. You're going to have a side gig.
Call
You're gonna have
lefties.
Yeah, call lefties.
The
Hey.
best car mechanic in town.
And you don't know my name.
Lefties.
And nobody cares. Okay?
How the hell did we get on?
We're talking about,
How did we get on?
we're talking about how
No, we're talking about Sean Payton.
Sean
and the
Payton.
Knicks.
Yes, we went there.
So how did
Football.
we get here?
How did we get here? How did we get here? How did we get here, America? How did you get here? How did we get here? What was it? What was we were with Sean Payton and the
got
one
it.
oh yeah, the 1 and 2 threes. And
Then-
we were saying
You said that's a good deal. I didn't think it was. You said Sean Payton
Is one of the
made
top-
Teddy Bridgewater look amazing.
He did.
And we started talking about the most underrated position in sports, which is the backup quarterback or the left-handed
middle reliever. Yes. And my father, I love you, but why? Why just tell me
Or-
that? Your dad was a pitcher. Why just tell me that? Are you kidding me? We'd be rolling. Are you kidding? Oh my God.
My
I wouldn't have to work ever again.
My family always used to tell me I should have been a kicker. That's not a bad gig either. High pressure, but you make some money as a
Adam
kicker.
Vinatieri is a god.
Right.
The dude for Baltimore,
Yeah.
he's a god.
Justin Tucker.
Yeah, these guys are gods. I mean, you got the leg, you got the
Well,
hooks.
when
Oh,
I
yeah.
played soccer as a kid, I don't know, I had big thighs, I don't know what the hell, but I used to boot the shit out of the ball. And they'd always go, "Oh, you should be a kicker." And I had the size to be like
know.
a kicker if I was in shape,
But
I didn't listen.
But kickers don't have to be in shape. You saw Sebastian. Remember Sebastian?
No, but these kickers nowadays are in shape.
Yeah, but yeah.
Half of
yeah.
them could go drop somebody returning the ball.
They can tackle now. Yeah, they can. Yeah.
You
you're right.
see some of these kickers making hits, and I'm like, damn, I wouldn't be making.
Yeah,
that hit.
at first I used to make fun of these guys, but every kicker in the league can tackle now. Because their coach is like, dude, you're the last line of defense.
Remember Jay Feely?
Yeah.
He was kind of jacked. Yeah.
Adam Vinatieri on a fake block punt was out there. He threw a block on he took out a tailback. I mean a cornerback. He dropped this son of a bitch. Oh, it was beautiful. I was like, oh my God. Adam was like everybody. That highlight was all over Boston sports for like a month. He came out and it was like, he loved him.
Dude, a big
They
block
loved him.
is feels good.
A decleater. A decleater.
Kenny Galladay had one of those.
Yes, he did. So anyway, back to the football. I'm loving doing it. Thank God you came out tonight. This is so much fun. Anyway,
Something about a Freestyle Friday.
Freestyle Friday, talking sports, having a snuggle with my good friend. This is wonderful shit. I got a stack of fucking cream. There. We didn't do the shameless plug. There it is. There it is again. Zero sugar, cream soda, Dr. Pepper.
Brought to you by Dr. Pepper Cream Soda.
Dr. Pepper Cream Soda.
Zero sugar.
Zero sugar. I mean, the thing is, like, And I love it because we're on the eve of this final eight, which looks like it's going to be spectacular. It really does. And I'm glad we made the picks we made. I still believe in them. Even
as long as the Jags and the Giants show up, this will be a weekend to remember.
Dude, I know people are sleeping on the Giants. You know what? I'm glad you did this. Ryan Clark. This happened today. Did you see this?
No.
I love Ryan Clark. And he's a Steeler, and I love him. I love his analysis. He knows more shit. He's awesome. But he is dead wrong on this one. He basically, you obviously didn't see this, or you would have called me. Come on, we're doing a show tonight. All right, so.
He shit on the Giants?
He shit on Danny Dimes. He basically said, how many times this year did he throw for 300 yards? How many times did he do this? And the bottom line, he keeps neglecting 2 points here. One, he doesn't have the weapons to consistently throw for 300 yards. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay? I would challenge. The only guy who ever do that much with that kind is Tom Brady. Tom fucking Brady, okay? Who's the guy I'm comparing him to, by the way, right now? Okay, the bottom line is...
But also, he's supplementing pass yards for his run yards as well. He ran for 700 yards this year.
Completion, when you have... And Ryan Clark should know this. He's smarter than this. When you have a team that is devoid of talent on the outside, you can't look at a quarterback's numbers. You have to look at 2 things. Completion percentage and turnovers. That's it, and that's all. Because he isn't
both good for Danny.
Unbelievable. 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio is 67% of his passes he completed. Okay, and 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. He did exactly, and he ran for like 700 yards. By the way,
700 yards.
As a quarterback. You sit there, and Ryan Clark, this is why I get mad at you. You can't turn around and talk about Lamar Jackson, all these guys that can run, and then this motherfucker averages 5 yards a carry, and you ignore it? How do you fucking ignore it?
Well, yeah, people talk about Jalen Hurts. He ran for like 60 more yards than Daniel Jones.
And by the way,
now Hurts was hurt for a few.
Do you know what? I gained it. I'll tell you what, Bart Scott, I fell in love with you today, because what problem
he was on the Giants hard.
He was on their side.
Yeah, I know.
He said.
That's what I mean. He
said right now that Danny Dimes is the better quarterback between him and Justin. And Ryan Clark blew his. No, but hold on. Listen to his argument, because he literally said what I just said to you. He goes, "Okay, all right, Ryan, you're so smart. Let me ask you a question. What was Jalen Hurts' numbers last year before he got A.J. Brown?" Mm-hmm. Okay, he wasn't putting up numbers like this last year. Devontae Smith was a rookie; he wasn't there yet. Okay, the tight end was. Look at him now. This dude, and he said what I've been saying all year. This guy doesn't have an A.J. Brown. Yeah. He doesn't have anybody. He's got a Slayton. What the fuck's a Slayton? I don't know what a Slayton is. Do you know Slayton? I never heard of a Slayton before.
And then he got a Hodgins halfway through the year.
Halfway through the year. Who's
and
decent?
He's got a James.
He's no A.J. Brown.
No.
He's no DK Metcalf. He's no Jefferson. He's no Devontae Adams. He's none of these guys. He's not even a freaking, what's his name, CeeDee Lamb.
So I think it's safe to say that Devontae Smith is better than any receiver on the Giants.
Oh, easily.
Right.
And he's the number 2 on Philadelphia. And this is why Bart Scott's argument made sense. He's like, you give him those weapons and see what his numbers are.
Yeah.
He goes Tua Tagovailoa. What was his numbers last year? And Ryan Clark's just shaking his head. He's hitting him with facts. And Ryan Clark's just doing this. I'm like, Danny Dimes doesn't have the weapons to put up consistent. The fact that he did it in a playoff game, in his first playoff game, on the road against a 13-win team, Ryan Clark, do me a favor. Go bury your head in the sand and wait for the Pro Bowl. Because honestly, I can't believe. And if you want to sit there and say that, well, talent-wise, he's better than Danny, okay, fine. He played at Alabama. Danny played at you want to say, okay, fine.
Probably. That's true.
But that's talent. That's talent. We're talking about execution, accuracy, all these things. This kid has played every bit as well as he has this year, and he's done it with an empty cupboard. With just Saquon Barkley. That's it. This guy, by the way, also has the best offensive line in football. He does. Everybody says that. He's the best offensive line in football.
And he's got a great defense, too.
Okay. He's playing with a full deck. Danny Dimes has one ace in the whole hand, and the rest are all 3s and 4s. That's it, and that's all. Okay? And then look, that's coaching. That's these guys, the sum being better than their parts, because that's what they are. They're that team. And this is the team you don't want to play, the team that's better than the sum of its parts. That's why I'm so high on the Giants, because they are better than the sum of their parts. They will not beat themselves. They haven't done it. They really haven't done it. Okay, and they're peaking at the right time. Added to the fact...
Dude, you're getting me hyped.
Added to the fact...
You're getting me hyped.
I'm as hyped as you are. Added to the fact, okay, that Jalen Hurts is not 100%, and they can't even shoot this thing up because of where it is. They can take the shot before the game. They can't even do it because of where it is. So he's going to have to play in pain, okay? Okay, and by the way, what you talked about Wednesday night, oh, baby, how right were you? Oh, my
What?
God. You should have heard them today talking about today what you talked about Wednesday night.
What?
Because Greeny asked the question, if I'm in the locker room and I'm a defensive player and I know this, I'm not trying, and then they're all going, yep.
Body weight.
And then Rob Ninkovich, you know, you say I compare your team to the Patriots. Rob Ninkovich, two-time champ of the Patriots, goes right to a video against Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl, and he was coming off injury. And Bill Belichick told the defense, on the first play, I want all 11 hats on the ball. If you're not on the ball, I want this guy to feel that you're going to get hit like this all game long. And they're going, if I'm Dable, I'm telling these guys in the locker room, 11 hats on the ball. And I'm like, oh, why is Tom not? You look like a savant. Dare I say, you called this 2 days ago.
I mean, it's obvious. Like,
is it obvious?
Guy's
though?
got a hurt shoulder. When you tackle him, land on him.
You can't say obvious when Ryan Clark is saying what he said about Daniel Jones.
Well, no, but
And Bart Scott, God love you. You called him on it, and he said, "Look, the reality is this kid's had a hell of a year with nothing to work with, other than a great running back." Okay, and they're standing here right now, and I got news for you. This is the other thing: beating a team 3 times in the same season.
Yeah, but see, that one's been proven to be a bit of a myth.
No, one team, Seattle. San Fran beat Seattle 3 times.
No.
That's it.
No, so 24 times that's happened.
In the 120-year history.
24 times it's happened.
That means it happens once every 20 years.
No. 24 times teams have met for the 3rd time in the playoffs.
Okay.
15 times the team that won the first 2 win.
Yeah, because it's probably on their field.
Yeah, no. I'm saying,
but that's 50%.
No.
What is it? You said
15 and 9.
Okay, so it's better. All right,
So,
it's like 600, whatever, 60,
65,
65,
35.
something like that. Okay.
So my point is not that, like, it's not that hard to do that.
Well, 65-35 is not exactly a slam dunk either.
No, it's very possible for that.
Yeah.
The Giants did it in 07 against the Cowboys.
15 and 9 is not a record
I know,
to write home
but
about.
you can't say it's hard. It's really hard to beat that team. No, it's actually more likely that you will, but it's not a given.
It's not a given.
No.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to do. Not a given means hard.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was 18-4.
No,
or 20-3, that's virtually a given that it's going to happen.
I just think it's kind of a smoke and mirrors stat.
I don't think it is. I think the fact that I would argue that all 24 of those games were on that team's field.
No, not all of them.
They beat a team twice in the same season. They were on their field in the playoffs.
There was I think they said there was 5 or 6 times that happened.
Really?
Or maybe 3. It was mostly.
That's very hard to do, by the way.
I know. I can't
imagine. If you lose to that team twice, it's rare that you end up on their field.
No, but they said there was a few times that happened.
Because first of all, you're in the same division.
Yeah.
So you have to concede the division title to them somehow, and you beat them twice. That's weird. That means somebody got hurt, probably.
It's happened, though.
All right. Okay.
Because whoever was, they were talking about. I've heard them talk about it on like 6 different shows this week.
Okay.
And my friend sent me an image on it, to tell me why the Eagles were going to win. He's like, "Oh, that's a misnomer," And I'm like, "Dude, but it has happened 9 times, so it can happen."
9 times tells me it's not a fluke.
Yeah. But I don't know. Still nervous. Still
Can't get the light.
Still wondering if I should trust it.
Turnovers. That's it. That's it.
Turnovers and sacks.
Listen.
Turnovers and sacks on both sides.
Here's why the sack thing is going to be a problem tomorrow. Because this is what Ryan Clark doesn't seem to want to understand. If Ryan Clark was right on this, there's no way they would have had the game plan they had. They would have played it close to the vest. They'd have run it 50 fucking times and let the chips slide. They were not afraid to throw. And you can sit there and tell me that the Vikings defense stinks all you want. The bottom line is this was this kid's first playoff game. He's never been near the fucking playoffs. And for you to put the game in his hands on the road, okay, against a 13-win team, regardless of what you think of him, okay, that speaks to the coach's confidence in the player. That means he's not afraid to do it, and he'll do it again tomorrow night because, again, he has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And an opponent that has nothing to lose is the most dangerous of all opponents because there's no pressure on them. The pressure is all on Philly. Philly is expected by 90% of this population to win this game tomorrow night.
It's so key for the Giants to punch him in the mouth early.
Yeah.
It's really key.
And I think they will because I think the Giants are sick and tired of hearing how good the Eagles are.
Yeah.
And they know that the last time they played him, when they had the game and the Giants didn't, their second, third string damn near beat him.
Yeah.
Damn near
The Giants need to come out and punch him right in the mouth because that's what will heighten the pressure.
Of course it is. And if you get down 7-10 early, don't panic. Just don't turn the ball. Go down and get a score.
Yeah.
And stay on. All the Giants have to do here is stay close. Mm-hmm. That's it. You stay close and you get into that fourth quarter, I got news for you. This Eagle team, has not been in that situation yet. They really haven't.
Against the Colts, that's it.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about in the playoffs against a good team.
Yeah.
They have not been in that situation.
Giants
put them in it. The Giants have. So put them in it.
Yeah.
Put them in it. Because that's where, and again, you're playing with house money. You can play, you don't have to think about it. No one expects you to win anyway.
Yeah, fuck it.
This is the thing.
Go out there and
sling it and don't care. I mean, you want to know why the Patriots beat the Rams? Because when Bill Belichick was talking about overtime, and Drew Bledsoe went, fuck that, man. Go out and sling it.
To Brady?
And then the drive happened. And John Madden, who was on the mic, Mr. I Know Everything, John Madden, guys, the video game going, I think they should play for overtime. And then 2 minutes later, John Madden
just connected on a 19-yard pass.
John Madden, 2 minutes later, you know what Tom Brady just did? Gave me goosebumps. You don't see that. This kid is special. Yeah, because he didn't listen to idiots like you and Belichick. Belichick, who was going to play for overtime, and Bledsoe goes, "Fuck that! Go out there and sling it." That was the line. And fucking, Drew Bledsoe, I love you forever for that reason. Okay, because
that's pretty cool.
He lost his job to this guy, comes back and wins the AFC title because Brady gets knocked out, and they give it to Brady again. And instead of being a jerk, Bledsoe goes, "Fuck that! Go out there and sling," and goes, "Go get the damn ring, win the fucking game right here." And that's why Tom Brady went and did what he did, because the coaches are going, "Oh." Bledsoe's like, "This is why you guys can't play quarterback. Shut the fuck up." It's like, and God love Bledsoe for that. But that's about me. The Giants tomorrow night, fuck that. Go out there and fucking play. And if they put 8 in the box, Daniel Dimes, do it.
Right.
And I don't care if you throw 4 picks. I'll live with it, because you should know you weren't supposed to get this fucking far. You have a bad game tomorrow night, I ain't going to bury you for that. You're on the road against the number 1 seed. And you have no weapons still. You still have. As much as I like Slate, I wouldn't call him a weapon. Okay? He's a nice possession receiver. He's not a weapon. A weapon you have to pay attention to. A weapon you have to game plan for. Nobody's game planning for Slayton. Let's be honest here. Nobody. They're game planning for Saquon Barkley. That's who they're game planning for.
So let them key on him.
Let them key on him. And turn this kid loose. And I got news for you. You might be surprised. I won't be surprised, but you might be surprised tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. And again, and the Jags are in the same position. The Jaguars are playing with house money. No one's expecting this. But they've already played him once. They've seen their speed on defense, so they can adjust to him. They've seen what Mahomes can do, so they're not going to be in awe of him.
Difference is, though, the Chiefs have been there.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
The Chiefs are very experienced.
Here's the problem for the Chiefs. This team is coming up. When Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, he had no experience.
Yeah.
Okay? The bottom line is...
No, I know, but I'm saying, with the way you're talking about the Eagles getting knocked off tomorrow, and, them... really taking for granted some of the.
Well, they haven't been with the Chiefs a bit.
That's all I'm saying.
No, that's true. Yeah. And there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
But here's the problem for the Chiefs. This team, like I said the other night, had 5 turnovers last week. They are not turning the ball. They're not going to give you anything tomorrow night. That's what I guarantee you. Their whole fucking week was ball drills.
Do you think he's capable of that?
Do I think Trevor Lawrence with weapons and a head quarterback for a coach?
No, I'm saying if he threw 4 picks. You don't think he's gonna throw one?
Nope, I do not.
Maybe not.
And I got news for you. For that kid to bounce back the way he did in the same game,
that's nuts.
That means he doesn't get rounds.
And at the same time, though,
let me ask you a question.
Right, but the Chargers were like, "Oh, did you want a touchdown, Trevor? You got a man open on aisle 5." I mean, literally.
Let me ask you a question, though. If 4 picks in one half, which you and I both said we've never seen this happen before in a game.
I've seen Eli throw 3 pick sixes.
But not in one half.
3 pick sixes.
In one game?
In the second, yeah.
In one game,
their Super Bowl year.
He threw 3 in one game?
In the Super Bowl year 2007, they played the Vikings. It might have been week 14.
He threw 3
pick sixes, and I believe they were in the second half.
Well, that I've never seen either. I've seen pick 6.
And they won the Super Bowl because he had a clean playoff somehow.
Because he learned.
I think he might have thrown 1 pick and that's in the Super Bowl off a receiver's hands.
But that speaks to my point. If Eli can evolve from that, why can't this kid? This kid's better than Eli. least he was coming out of college.
Talent-wise.
Talent-wise, he is. He's 6'6". He's got a cannon for an arm. He's mobile like he's
right.
mobile.
Yeah.
Okay, this kid's he's like the Terminator. He's that dude. He's the T-1000. Yeah. Okay, the bottom line is that
he's, as they say, generational talent.
He's a generational talent, and he's smart.
Like Ryan Leaf.
Oh, well, there you go. Generational talent, but 5 cent head. This kid's not doing
5 cent.
This kid does not have he has a dime store up there. This kid's smart, and he's resilient.
Like Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
And let me just apologize that I used the term 10 cent Danny, because man, he is
not 10 cent Danny anymore.
He's had a hell of a year.
He's taken to the coaching, which speaks to his attitude. He plays for his team. He doesn't care who gets the damn credit. And
I like that he's tough.
He's tough as nails.
He's tougher than all of
He's everything from a character standpoint. He's everything you want in a quarterback.
Yeah.
And by the way, so is Trevor Lawrence. Okay, and a lot of these guys would fit that mold. This is why I love this guy. When you ask me that, every team, I'm like, yeah, because every team has the quarterback. They have a quarterback that has the leadership, the character to do this. Yeah. And again, they're all different levels of talent. I've said that. But from in between the years, every damn one of them has it in to do this.
Yeah.
Including Dak. Dak. Yeah, he does. So I'm saying that this is what's going to make tomorrow night and Saturday so great, because none of these quarterbacks are going to roll over and die. And the thing is, all of these teams believe in the quarterback, so they're not going to roll over and die either. Mm-hmm. That's why this has a chance to be an epic weekend. Okay? And I don't believe for a second that Trevor Lawrence, of all people, is going to throw 4 picks and a half again.
Well, of course.
I don't think he's going to do it. So if
the odds on that would be, my God.
The odds on that would be astronomical. I don't know what the hell, if it was a bet. I wonder if there is a bet. There's got to be something in Vegas. Vegas bets on everything. There's got to be something in Vegas that does this.
Is Chris going out?
Who knows what he's doing. No, he's pulling it in,
pulling his
looking
car
around, trying to get a shot and run. He'll wander down in a minute. Don't worry. Anyway, we're going to close this segment off. It's Friday.
We coming back?
I think we should.
I think so.
I think we should. But we're going to do something first.
We're going to go to Tatooine.
We're going to go to Tatooine. We're going to go to, what would they call it?
What was the...
Moss Eisley Spaceport?
No. What was the bar called?
What do we call it?
The Dago Bar.
The Dago Bar, yes, the Dago Bar.
The
Dago Bar system.
We're going to take a trip to the Dago Bar with a couple of Dagos.
A couple of Dagos. A couple.
Maybe we'll see Yoda.
We might. Joe Boo's going to be coming with us.
Dago Bar.
So anyway, we're going to go to Dago Bar for a quick minute. We'll be back. And it's Freestyle Friday. So I'll tell you what, we don't know what we're going to talk about when we come back.
We're winging it, baby.
We're winging it. But hey, VCU on the hat. We might have to bring up VCU another solid.
Let's go Rams, baby.
Let's go Rams. We might bring them up in segment 2. Anyway, it's you guys can get frothals. Get a frosty beverage, and we'll see you on the other side.